Welcome back to Art Found with Miss C, Home Edition. Let's get started. This week is all about the cardboard challenge. Spring is in the air, and with that, we're gonna learn how to turn cardboard projects into flowers. Before I go over the materials and the how-to instructions of creating your flowers, let me remind you that this project will take some time, so don't do it over on one day. Be sure to spend about 10 to 15 minutes each day and develop and build your sculpture over the week. Let's go over the materials. You'll need a few toilet paper rolls, maybe some egg cartons, and some cardboard. You don't necessarily need all three. If you want to focus on one type of cardboard, you can do that too. You'll also need a good pair of scissors, pencils to trace, and glue bottles to glue down your sculpture. If you have a hot glue gun, that's great. It'll save you a lot of time on the gluing process. And paint is optional. In these next few videos, I'm going to show you how to create different types of flowers using different types of cardboard. If you discovered your own way of creating flowers, be my guest, get creative, and use that in your final sculpture.
First, we're going to start off with our toilet paper rolls. Turn over to the side and cut along the side of the toilet paper. Be sure that each cut is nice and even along with the following cuts. Then pull down on the cardboard and you'll see that it starts to form a flower-like petals. Now, if you need assistance to make sure you are cutting at the same point, use a marker and outline where you need to stop. Now, for this toilet paper roll, I'm going to cut a little bit closer, giving it a different flower look. Once you're done finishing cutting the lines, you are going to repeat the same process like the first one. Pull down on those petals. Notice how this one looks different than the first one. If you have paper towel rolls, these are great because you can cut them to make them smaller and make more tubes. Now, after you get the hang of cutting your flowers, you'll notice you'll get to get creative on cutting out your petals. On this toilet paper roll, I'm going to make wider cuts, and as I pull down on the petals, I'm going to give it more of a rounder look. By giving it a different cut and shape, look how different this flower is from my first two. Now with my next little toilet paper roll, I'm going to do the same process, wider cuts, but this time I'm going to do it more of a triangular petal-like shape. Now for the last step with your toilet paper rolls, this is completely optional. Cut the tubes in half and you can trace simple leaves to add to your flowers on your final sculpture. Again, this is completely optional. You can see how creative you can get with toilet paper rolls and how simple with a different cut and a different shape can make your flowers look different and unique. Ta-da! First step done. Next, we're going to focus on our egg cartons. Now, I will be honest, egg cartons will be mostly for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade friends. Our younger friends can also do this process too, but will need help from a parent, simply because the cardboard might be harder to cut out. Notice I am cutting out the dome-like shape. After you cut out a few of these, trim them to make them round. You will do the same process like you did with the toilet paper rolls. Cut down to the center, however many petals you want, pull down on the cardboard and cut out the top shape of the petals. In this egg carton, I'm making it round. Ta-da! So you can cut out however many egg cartons you need and form them into different shapes. With your egg carton flowers, you can get very creative with these. You can cut out smaller ones and layer them on top of each other like so. Now time for our cardboard. Get a big piece of cardboard and determine the shape and how big you want your background to be. This will be where you glue down all of your flowers. In this case, I am doing an oval shape. You can do any kind of shape. Get creative. Do a diamond-like shape, a square shape. Now that we have our background piece done, put that aside and use the extra cardboard you have to trace different shape and flowers. Get creative with this part. If you need ideas, simply Google different types of flowers and cut them out. Now, I'm sure during this time, your families have been doing a lot of online shopping. If I haven't mentioned it before, Amazon boxes are the best kind of cardboard. It is soft cardboard and so easy to cut into. You can see all the possibilities of how you can get creative during this process. This is a fast time-lapse video of me creating my flower sculpture. Notice I've taken some more toilet paper rolls and created flowers small enough to go on the inside of the previous toilet paper rolls I've created. This creates a variety on not only the different types of cardboard I am using, but also in the different shapes and flowers I've created. This is now day 3 of me continuing to build onto my flower sculpture. If you have a hot glue gun, great. If you don't, that's completely okay. Elmer's glue works just as great. It might be a little bit messier, but remember, Elmer's glue dries clear.
A few discoveries I made throughout this project is if you don't have any cardboard, you can simply just use cereal boxes, granola boxes, cut up the box and use the inside, or simply just use paper plates. Voila, my friends, a cardboard flower sculpture project. Pretty neat, huh? A few things I want to remind you of. Number 1, take your time. This project took me about 2 to 3 days, not only to save my materials, but also construct the overall project. Number 2, paint and color is completely optional. If you don't have paint, who cares? The purpose of this project was to explore and experiment new ways of creating. 3, if you have siblings, team up together and create something new, elaborate, and large. And last but not least, if you don't have all of the supplies or cardboard, that's okay. If you just have toilet paper rolls, use that to create your sculpture. After you complete your flower sculpture, be sure to share on our Facebook group page or email me at my Garland ISD email address. I cannot wait to see what you come up with. Until our next art challenge, be safe, stay clean, and keep creating. Miss Castellano, out.